Okay, class, today we'll start with chapter 6. Chapter 6. Chapter 6 about ratio and graph of trigonometric function. Yeah, before this you learn about this trigonometry, sine, cos and tangent, but only for 90 degrees, yeah, less than 90 degrees. But this one we have a big range, 0 to 360, yeah, the theta. Okay, and then after that you will learn about the graph. Okay, so why do you study this chapter? You want to be engineers, you must know about this graph of trigonometric functions. And then geologists also, you'll need the graph, yeah, to help understand the formation of period pattern earthquakes and waves are very important. Trigonometry, one of the area in mathematics that is very useful and important. So it's good that we learn this. Okay, so so 6.1, the value of sine, cosine and tangent of angle 0 to 360. So first of all, what do you need to learn about this is a unit circle. What is a unit circle? This unit circle, this is a unit circle where the circle has a radius of 1 unit. 1 unit here, this is the 1 unit. Here also 1 unit, this one also 1 unit, but it is negative because it is negative axis, x-axis, but the negative quadrant, yeah? And this one also. So, and the center is here, origin. So you have 4 quadrant here, 4 quadrant. Quadrant 1, this one, quadrant 2, 3 and 4. And it is very different. You look at anti-clockwise. Yeah, from here you start from this quadrant, all positive, your x and y positive. You start from here and then you go clockwise. Yeah. And of course you know that the degree for each quadrant. This one is 0 to 90 degrees. Okay, the second quadrant is 180. Yeah, here 180. This one is 90. And then the third quadrant is here. Yeah, and the fourth quadrant is 360. Okay, the next thing that you have to know is this term, corresponding reference angle, and we call it alpha. Yeah, alpha. So what does it mean, corresponding reference angle? Okay, let's say your angle is more than 90. Yeah, more than 90. Let's say 150. Yeah, 150 degree. So your angle will be here. Angle will be here, right? Here, and this is the angle. So the corresponding angle will be this one, yeah, alpha, and it is always less than 90 degrees. And how do you get alpha? Of course, 180 you minus with your theta lah. If your theta is 150, so your alpha will be 180 minus 150. So your alpha will be 30. This one, it will be 30 degrees. Okay, so 30 degrees is the corresponding reference angle for 150. Yeah. The value of sin, cos and tangent will be the same, but maybe different sign. Yeah, we'll look at that later. Okay, so it is on the second quadrant. So first quadrant, your theta will always be your alpha because it is already less than 90 degrees. So this should not be a problem. Quadrant 1 is the degree must be less than 90. Less than 90. Okay, if your angle is more than 180, okay, more than 180, that means it will pass here, right? It will be on the third quadrant. Third quadrant, let's say it here. So this is the angle. Yeah. And your theta, your alpha, your corresponding reference angle will be over there, here. Yeah. So how do you find your alpha? How do you find your alpha? Your theta you minus with 180. Let's say your theta is from here to here, it is 190 lah. Let's say 190. So you want to find your corresponding reference angle, that is your alpha. So your 190, of course, you minus with 180. Yeah, so you get this one. And one thing very important I need to stress here is your alpha corresponding reference angle will always be from the x-axis. Here x-axis, and this is your alpha. Here also, if you look at here, this is your x-axis and this is your alpha. Okay, and it is always less than 90 degrees. Okay, if your angle is more than 270, you will go to the fourth quadrant. Yeah, fourth quadrant. So let's say the angle here, let's say 300 lah. 300. From here to here it is 300. So how do you find your corresponding reference angle? And it is here. It is here. Remember the x-axis, and this is your corresponding reference angle. Your alpha. So to find your alpha, of course 360 all here, you minus with this one. 360 you minus with 300, so it will be 60. The corresponding angle will be 60 degree. Okay, look at example 1. Look at example 1. Determine the quadrant. Okay, first one, determine the quadrant and the corresponding reference angle. This is number 2 you have to find, yeah, for each of the following. So if 138 degree, the angle 138, that means if I draw it, where is a better place? Here lah. This one already drawn for you. So this is 138. It is on the second quadrant. Yeah. Okay, how do you find your number 2 corresponding reference angle? You know it is on the second quadrant. This one already answered. Okay, corresponding reference angle. Because it is on the second quadrant, if you still remember, second quadrant, you want to find your alpha. What do you do? 180 you minus with 180 you minus with theta, right? Remember this one, theta? You minus. So you get 42. So the corresponding reference angle for 138 degree is 42. Okay? Okay. For question B, let's see. It is 200. It is 239 degrees. It is already more than 180, right? So here is 180. So it is already more. So the angle will be on the third quadrant. Yeah. So this is the angle 239. So how do you find your alpha, your corresponding reference angle? Of course, you use the formula. Before this, we have already seen this formula. This formula, yeah, for the third quadrant, you want to find your alpha. It is theta. Yeah, that angle you minus with 180. Yeah, but for second quadrant, it is 180 you minus the angle, the theta. Yeah, so we go back to here, the question here. So what do you do? Your theta you minus with 180. So this is what you should do. 239 minus 180, so 59. The corresponding reference angle is 59, or your alpha lah. Yeah, your alpha is 59. Okay, what about 312? 312 is on the fourth quadrant. Yeah, fourth quadrant. It is more than 270. 270 is here, right? It is more already, more than 270. So the reference angle is 360, have to minus theta. If you still remember lah, this one is your theta. Theta equal to this one. So you minus lah. You minus 312, you get 48. Okay. Okay, next you will learn about the relationship, yeah, between the sin, cos, tangent. We go to shortcut. Add sugar to coffee. And you can make any acronym lah, but very easy is add sugar to coffee. A, this meaning all will be positive. All will be positive. Your sin, cos and tangent, the value is positive. But for the second quadrant, only your sin, theta, will be positive. The rest will be negative. Yeah, your cos and your tangent. Okay, for the third quadrant, only your tangent will be positive. Only your tangent will be positive. Here, the sin will be positive. The rest will be negative. And for the fourth quadrant, only your cosine will be positive. Very easy to remember the acronym. Some acronym, I have a collection. You want to hear? You want to know? Some of them say all science teacher crazy. But this is not good lah. You want to say like that, but if you can remember that, why not? And one of the BM version is ada sayang tapi curang. So very sad lah kan? Very sad. But the easiest one is add what? Sugar lah to coffee. Yes, add sugar to coffee. Yeah, you add sugar. Okay, but not too much sugar. Okay, so we look at the example lah. Look at the example. State the relationship. Relationship. Okay. For scene 167, 167. So first you must tell where it is located. 100. Okay, let's see it here. 167 is, of course, here, not more than 180. So this is 167 degree, and it is on the second quadrant, and of course this is the alpha. Alpha is, how to find alpha? 180 minus theta will be your alpha. So your alpha will be 180 minus 167. So your alpha will be 13. Yeah, 13. So your sin 167 is actually sin 13 degree. And then what's the relationship? Is it positive, negative? So remember, add sugar to coffee. So because this is on the second quadrant, sin will be positive. So it is positive. You don't have to write lah, but I just want to show to you. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay, next for B. For B, 258. Where is it located? 258 is not more than 270. That means it is still on the where? 170 here. 270, right? So 250 still here lah. Yeah, from here. 258 degree. So it is in the third quadrant, and you want to find the corresponding reference angle. So the angle will be where? Angle will be here. Yeah, the alpha, the corresponding angle. So how to find alpha? It is 258 you minus with 180. Yeah, and here the third quadrant, your tangent is only your tangent positive. Your sin and cos will be negative. So you write this negative sign lah. So cos 258 actually equal to what? Negative cos 78. Okay, so you can check this in the calculator. Do you have the same answer? Yeah, cos 258 and cos 78. What answer do you get? Of course you have something here, but this one you will get a negative answer, but here you will have positive. Yeah. Okay, last one, last example. Let me make this disappear. Okay, so for C, For C, 300 49, it is already more 270, yeah, so it'll pass the third quadrant. It'll be here. Okay, from here up to here, 349 degree. So the reference angle will be here. Yeah, the reference angle will be here. Corresponding reference angle. So how to calculate alpha? It is 360 you minus with 349. So your alpha is 78. So you have to write it like this lah. Cos 258 equal to cos, this one you minus just now. Sorry, different. this B. Ayah, teacher teruknya. Okay. This one already correct, huh? Okay. So you write it like this. Tangent theta equal to 360 minus theta. Tangent 347 you minus, use the formula, this one. Yeah. And then it is actually negative 10, 11 degrees. Why negative? Because on the fourth quadrant, add sugar to coffee, only cosine is positive, so tangent will be negative. So you have that negative sign over there. Huh? So now you can do the exercise. You can do the exercise.